Hey, welcome to EPN. My name is Victor Lucas, and we bring you the latest in everything cool every single day today from the very beautiful Palm Springs, California. And I think you should all come down here and check this place out because it's lovely. This rundown's going out to I Am Ryan Banks, who says this is the most in-depth review I've ever seen. That was from my Red Dead Redemption 2 review. Thank you so much. This rundown is all yours. It's official, Electronic Arts is reconquering old territory with one of their classic franchises. The publisher has officially announced the long-rumored Command & Conquer Remastered collection. It will include the very first game, now known as Command & Conquer Tiberian Dawn, along with its sequel, Command & Conquer Red Alert, and all their expansions in one package. All the graphics will be remastered in 4K, so the games will look better than ever, and EA also makes a point to mention that the collection will have no microtransactions, which should come as a sigh of relief for fans. Best of all, the collection is being developed by an outside studio called Petroglyph Games, which was founded by former members of original Command & Conquer developer Westwood Studios. This means that many of the people who worked on the original games will be handling the new remastered versions, including designer Mike Legg, producer Jim Vasella, online director Ted Morris, and composer Frank Klepacki. A remastered Command & Conquer is something that fans have wanted for years, and the demands only intensified earlier this summer when EA announced the mobile-only Command & Conquer Rivals, which left many PC gamers feeling abandoned. The controversy was surprisingly similar to what just happened with Blizzard and the announcement of the mobile-only Diablo Immortal, so EA is hoping that the new remastered versions of Command & Conquer will help win back the hearts and minds of their community. Expect it to deploy next year. In the meantime, Command & Conquer Rivals gets its full launch next month. The DC movie universe has found one of its okay. Loud. It doesn't matter where I shoot. I always find a truck. I can shoot anywhere. There will always be a truck right behind me, right beside me. It'll be loud as hell. If I set up the camera and start rolling, there will always be a truck, no matter where I am. It's the desert, it's quiet, beautiful, nothing, no noises at all. I shut up the shot, start shooting, truck. The trucks love me. Okay, ready? Okay. It's official, the DC movie universe has found its Batgirl. Well, at least one of its Batgirls. Variety reports that the upcoming Birds of Prey movie will introduce young actress Ella J. Basco as Cassandra Cain, one of the characters who, in the comics, eventually becomes Batgirl. It doesn't sound like she'll be slipping on the mask right away, though. In Birds of Prey, she'll reportedly be an orphan saved from the clutches of the villainous gangster Black Mask by none other than Harley Quinn and the other Birds of Prey. This will likely leave the door open for her to become Batgirl later on, although there's no telling how long that will take. DC and Warner Brothers are currently developing a solo Batgirl film, but it's expected to focus on the Barbara Gordon version of the character, so it might be a while before Cassandra Cain takes over. Birds of Prey will hit theaters in February 2020. The Star Wars universe is about to get one of its most badass scoundrels yet. MMA fighter turned actor Gina Carano has joined the cast of the new live-action series, The Mandalorian. No official announcements have been made, but multiple sources report that she'll be playing one of the show's major characters opposite Game of Thrones actor Pedro Pascal, who was announced as the show's lead earlier this week. Whoever Gina Carano ends up playing, don't be surprised if there's a lot of physicality to her character with plenty of cool fight sequences. The Mandalorian will focus on a rugged mercenary and bounty hunter from the same species as Boba Fett, so audiences can explore the seedy criminal underworld of the Star Wars galaxy rather than the more heroic side explored by most of the films. Disney is creating the show for its new subscription service Disney Plus, along with another new show focusing on Rogue One's Diego Luna as the gritty rebel Cassian Andor. Disney Plus and The Mandalorian hit Earth next year. Some of the best narrative-driven games of all time are vanishing right before our eyes. With Telltale Games in the process of closing their doors for good, many of their older titles have begun disappearing from digital stores. 3 of their games, Back to the Future, Tales of Monkey Island, and the first season of The Walking Dead, have been removed from Steam, although at the time we're filming this, they're still available on another digital store, GOG. Telltale Games announced that they were shutting down back in September when they laid off most of their staff, and they're currently liquidating their assets, including physical goods, trademarks, copyright, software, and source code. The disappearance of older games from Steam is likely a result of this liquidation process, so it's unclear if those titles will be restored or if more will go missing. Either way, this demonstrates the impermanence of digital media and just goes to show why game preservation is so important. As always, best of luck to the former Telltale developers.
People will up and go mad when they believe their life is over.
Sony has a big reason to boast about the success of the PlayStation 4. With the PS4 celebrating its 5th birthday today, Sony has announced that the console has now sold more more than 86.1 million units since its launch in 2013. This makes the PS4 the fourth best-selling console of all time, behind only the PS1, PS2, and original Wii, and it's eked out the Xbox 360, which sold 85 million. These numbers are good news for Sony for another reason. After just 5 years, the PS4 has outsold its predecessor, the PS3, which shipped 83 million units in its 10-year lifespan. The success of the PS4 is helped by the fact that the system has already seen multiple versions: the original model, the more recent Slim version, and the more powerful PS4 Pro. As for games, Sony has announced the PS4 sold 777.9 million games, and despite all the big first-party exclusives, you might be surprised to learn that the 5 best-selling titles are actually third-party releases: Call of Duty Black Ops 3 and World War II, FIFA 17 and 18, and the remastered version of Grand Theft Auto 5. Looking ahead, Sony hasn't said when the PS4 will be replaced by the inevitable PS5. There are rumors that they might release a new console as early as next year. A lot of people hate loot boxes, but it sounds like one of the biggest game makers in the world won't be getting rid of them anytime soon. Ubisoft apparently has no plans to stop using paid, randomized loot boxes in their games. That's judging by a forum post on Steam where they announced that the upcoming game Trials Rising will have loot boxes. Below the announcement, a verified game developer identified as UB Warlock posted a lengthy response to fan criticism about loot boxes, saying that although many developers don't like them either, they wouldn't keep putting them in games if people didn't buy them. UB Warlock also says that their loot boxes are cosmetic only and are meant for players who want to spend extra money by showing off, and players who don't like loot boxes can always just not buy them. Finally, UB Warlock points out that loot boxes have been very profitable for them and other companies, which has been a huge boon to the industry and gives them more money to put into new projects. The exact identity of UB Warlock hasn't been revealed, so it's impossible to know if this is the official stance of Ubisoft as a whole, but it's safe to say that this sentiment probably reflects what they and other developers think about the matter. Loot boxes have seen their share of controversy, mostly when they cross into pay-to-win territory, and most developers are still figuring out how to implement them without causing a backlash from players. We'll get to see if Trials Rising does it the right way when the game launches in February.
You got this, big guy.
All right, you guys, that's going to do it for our rundown today. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, we've got tons of other content for you to check out, so please do. And if you dig it, hit subscribe, hit that little bell if you want to be notified. Don't forget you can join up and become an EPN member if you're so inclined. We've also got merch that's available through our epn.tv/merch landing page. Thanks for watching, everybody. If I could ask you one big favor is to share this vid with the hashtag #PlayForever.